What is going on, everybody, man? King Recon here to talk about some Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. Awesome sauce, man. Now, for the month of November, man, the main thing that was going on while the NaNoWriMo business was going down was me writing, me doing classes, and me playing Call of Duty, man. As much as I did like Infinite Warfare, even though I haven't touched the game in like 2 weeks now, because Infinite Warfare brought something that, of course, it's a newer game, so you want to play it. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I really was enjoying myself. But the thing is that it came out at the same time as Modern Warfare Remastered, man. And I was waiting for a Call of Duty 4 remaster or a Call of Duty 4 on Xbox One or whatever the case may be for so long. And now that I have an opportunity to start over and play again, it was a blast, man. And I had so much fun doing it, and it was truly something that I like. If Final Fantasy 15 had not come out, I would still be playing. I'm a third prestige something, and because I mean the grind is back. You know, the grind is back to play Call of Duty 4. The grind is back to be together with my friends and start playing again that we had back then. And it's so much fun. It's awesome playing the game again because it's Call of Duty 4. And even though there's a couple of things that are different, like the M16 is extremely overpowered and it pisses me the hell off, but you know, whatever the case may be, it's still Call of Duty 4, man. It's still my downpour, it's still my overgrown, it's still my vacant, my backlot. You know what I'm saying? And it's still the same maps, it's still the same play style that I had before, using my MP5, which I've already gotten gold. And yeah, it's awesome sauce, man. And domination on shipment, of course, is a blast. But now that we're getting these new maps in these six maps that are returning here with Pipeline Strike, flipping two of my personal favorites in Showdown and Countdown. Listen, man, back then, dude, when Showdown or Countdown came up, you pretty much give it like an automatic victory. It didn't matter what game type it was. I loved Countdown. I still have my record for fastest helicopter I ever got, which was like in 10 seconds. Countdown is just, I love that map so much. So it's just, you can camp because of those little places that you could hide behind the boxes and the crates and whatnot. But if you run out there, man, the line of sight is going all the way around. And Countdown really does, it applies to all kind of players. That map really does. It applies to people like myself who love rushing with an MP5 or a P90 or an AK-74U, or if I feel like using an M4 carbine or an AK-47. And in some of my friends' cases who really love sniping, they can snipe really well on that map. That map is a hell of a sniping map. And you know, with the long sights that you have and all the different places you can go around the map is pretty damn large in width. And there's so many different strategies you can use, regardless if you're playing domination, team deathmatch, search and destroy. It doesn't matter. And it's just an overall really good map. I've always loved Countdown. And when it comes to Showdown, it's just the search and destroy. I've played search and destroy on the map so many times. It's the same thing as Pipeline, whereas and wet work. Oh man, I can't wait for wet work. Wet work is my grenade map, man. Put on frag times 3, start popping them. Guaranteed plus 500 or plus 100, depending on the game that I'm playing. But I can't wait for Wet Work to come back, man. Wet Work coming back is going to be awesome sauce. But yeah, going back to Showdown, my whole thing with Showdown has always been that it's every time the map came up, I would put on the AK or the MP5 or the M40, but not as much as Countdown. But Showdown is more like a mid-range map, and mid-range maps really do help out when it comes to a player like myself who loves using those type of weapons. And I've always loved Showdown, especially since it's very easy. You know, all you have to do is go in there, watch a couple of the points, watch the door right under you, watch the ladders or watch the steps going up. As long as you control the top area and you're not on the bottom where everyone's always looking at you, as long as you control the top area, you pretty much have the game set and won. And whenever me and my friend Marcel would go on that map, we would pick our spots on the map and we would just go in, and it would be like an easy victory. But man, dude, I'm so excited for these maps, because as much as I've been loving, and I'm still loving all the maps that are here right now, man. Just having block, you know, block is awesome. Like block is awesome for certain game types because I love it for search. And I love it for Dom too, somewhat. It depends on whether I'm sniping or not. If I'm sniping, I love Dom. If I'm not, then I hate it because people are always freaking watching me, and if I go to B, I'm screwed. And like I can't even do my nade spots because everyone will be in their buildings. But search or TDM, it's a pretty given victory, just because of it depends on the players you're playing with. Whenever I play with my man Marcel, who's one of the best snipers I've ever played with, and I take him on block. It's just we go into like swimwear, going to pipeline. Pipeline is still to this day one of my favorite search and destroy maps. Literally I go the same way every time for attack and defense, and it will be easy. Just because of the experience and how long that I've been doing it. You just get the claymores, put them down there. Someone's gonna walk down there. You either if whether you take it to B or A. Most of the time, everyone goes to A. But if you take it to B, then it's just smooth sailing. But there are a hell of a lot of snipers. But Pipeline's just one of those fun maps to play. Every time I would come up for search, I would always have a blast playing that. And it's a good TDM map as well. But it's one of my favorite search maps personally. Going back to Countdown, I've already talked about that. Showdown, a Strike. My whole thing was Strike. Strike was one of my least favorites. Even though I find myself always doing good on that map, Strike was always one of my least favorites in the original, just because of the simple fact that I don't know. I feel like I liked it more in Modern Warfare 2 than I did in Call of Duty 4, because at least in Modern Warfare 2, whenever I had my UMP, I had my long range thing to where I could go around. Even I had a silencer on, I had my marathon and my lightweight. I would just go around, and it didn't matter how far the person was, because on this map, people would snipe from their spawn. People were using M16 from their spawn, and they would really catch me, especially since I'm a person who loves using the MP5, like I said before. And it would be pretty difficult to get those guys, especially if they're camping. But Strike is a pretty easy map, but I feel like I liked it more in its remastered version in Modern Warfare 2 than I did in the original Call of Duty 4. But it's still a solid map. And then of course going down to Wet Work, man, I can't wait just to see this map. Seeing it here in the remastered, all these maps look 10 times better than they did in the original. But they look awesome, they look incredible, but I can't wait to play Wet Work again on any game type. Wet Work, for me, always had the best airstrikes, the best grenades, and it is still one of my favorite Team Deathmatch maps. And Search was good on it too, but I feel like Team Deathmatch is very, very memorable when it comes to me. And Wet Work, and putting on the P90 3 frag, just juke, chucking them, man, like I'm Tom Brady, so I'm just throwing them. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. And of course, we're getting also two new game modes in Gun Game and Hardpoint. Which Hardpoint, I absolutely love that game type, and Black Ops 2, really, really awesome stuff there. So many points, and it's pretty much like it's kind of like a King of the Hill type of thing from Halo 3. So I've always liked this type of games. Gun Game, I really like in the Black Ops series, so of course I'll be enjoying that, even though I already like old school. So I feel like Gun Game shouldn't. I mean, it is what it is. I'll probably play it every now and then, but it won't be something I'll be playing a lot. But Hardpoint, man, I'll tell you what. I think if that goes right, that could be one of the best things to play when you're playing double XP, and especially on maps. If they put it on shipment, well, I don't know. I don't even know how that will work on shipment. But if you put it on shipment, put it on something like on a vacant, on a downpour, a crash. It'd be pretty awesome to see how it works on those particular maps. So looking forward to playing that, and look forward to playing all these 6 maps again. And I'm really trying to figure out if they're going to add, because they have 25 custom weapon slots, which is ridiculous. All right, Call of Duty 4 doesn't have that many weapons. It only has it probably has like the least amount in terms of all the other games, because like, for example, if you compare its arsenal to Modern Warfare 3's, or Modern Warfare 3 had like the biggest arsenal. Black Ops 2's was insanely huge. Even Modern Warfare 2 had an insane, had a really, really big thing compared to this one. Even World at War, I think, had a bigger one, if I'm not mistaken. No, World at War had the same. World at War had pretty much the same one. I had 2 shotguns as well, and the same amount of sniper rifles. But regardless, here with this one, I'm looking forward to seeing if they're going to add any new weapons, because they gave us this free DLC right here, but they said they're going to continue supporting the game through 2017. And also, and I forgot to mention Winter Crash is coming as well, which is pretty awesome, because that was a PC exclusive back in the day. And even though I did have a chance to play it, since I was an Xbox 360 player, I never actually got to play it on a regular basis. So it's pretty awesome to see Winter Crash here. When I played at the end of the trailer, I was marking out. It was absolutely awesome sauce. But I can't wait to see that. Winter Crash is going to be fun. That's definitely a version of Crash that I've always wanted to play, instead of seeing regular old Crash with the freaking M16 campers that always piss me off. Man, that gun is so hacked in this game, man. But I did find a counter. If you use an AK-47, son, if you use an AK and M4 and you don't miss, Unless they shoot first, you will get them. And if you're in close range with MP5 or AK-74U, because the AK-74U is stronger than it was in the original. I promise it is. I promise it is. The AK-74U in this version of Modern Warfare Remastered might be stronger. Actually, I think it is stronger than the pre-patch Black Ops 1 AK-74U, and that thing was hacked. That thing was overpowered. So, that's a very interesting case there. But I'm looking forward to seeing if they're going to add maps from any of the later editions of the Modern Warfare franchise. Like, I would love to see. It's kind of difficult because I don't know if I can play on a map like Mission in Modern Warfare 3 or a because the thing is with those maps, I kind of need my MP7 again, and the MP7 of greatness. But I really do miss using the like those type of guns. Like I can see myself playing on maps like Dome, Arcaden. In Modern Warfare 2 case, Favela, I can definitely see myself playing. All I need is an M4, or even the MP5. Because on Favela, I would always use like flipping UMP and the Scar and whatnot. But I could see myself using it in Call of Duty 4 as well. So if you bring some of those maps, maybe even bring some of the guns, I think this is a pretty interesting thing because they're already coming out on December 13th with these maps. And they said they're going to support the game through 2017, and they're giving us Winter Crash. So unless they give us the 4 DLC maps that we're missing, with Chinatown and Broadcasting Creek and whatnot, I think that we will have more maps coming in the future from maybe the later installments in the series. Like I said before, I would love to see a Scrapyard or a Favela or a flipping a Mission or a Dome, or an Arcaden, or something around those lines, man, a Sea Town. I think those would work, even though I would miss my guns from Modern Warfare 3, and then from Modern Warfare 2, I think that the guns in Call of Duty 4, I think, would be sufficient enough that I would be able to have fun on those maps, because in order to take us as players through 20 prestiges, even though I could go through 20 prestiges easily on just the 16 maps provided, and you don't even need the original DLC, just because that's how much I love the game. And if it wasn't for Final Fantasy 15, I would still be playing it non-stop. But still, with these additions, I really do think they're going to add some maps from the later installments. And I'm hoping for Favela, High Rise, Scrapyard. Those would be awesome sauce, man. Those would be flipping awesome. So I would love to play them, and it would be interesting to see the dynamic that they would have on here, since I don't have my Harrier, I don't have my Predator missile, I don't have my AC-130, I don't have a chopper gunner, I don't have like in Modern Warfare 3's case, I don't have my EMPs, my stealth bombers, and whatnot. So it would be interesting to see how they would work with just a 357 formula that they have here. But regardless, I'm still looking forward to the future here. It's going to be pretty awesome sauce to see these maps again, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to add and continue to add in 2017. But you guys have been awesome today. Let me know how you have been enjoying Modern Warfare Remastered, if you have been playing it. I know if you're like me and you got Final Fantasy 15, you've been playing nothing but that. And even me myself, I've only hopped on this game like 2 or 3 times since I got on Final Fantasy 15, and so I'm looking forward to December 13th. I will be in the Lex Summer playing that. Looking forward to prestiging some more. And hopefully we'll have a double XP next weekend. But you guys have an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching Call of Duty 4 Awesome Sauce. And I can't wait to see what they're going to add more in 2017.